is the Tom Anderson Show, broadcasting live from the KVNT studios, 7 to 9 a.m., Monday through Friday.
So, as we explore the world of YouTube channels, my friends, popular hosts across the spectrum, we're looking at different activities, recreation. This week we had Cowboy Kent Rollins on, but this is one that's going to be fun, and I think you're going to be intrigued. When it comes to professional eating, food consumption challenges, there's really no bigger name. Look him up online today than Randy Santel. Just about 1 million subscribers, 37 countries this guy's been around, 6'5", big guy, football player, 50 states. He's been to Alaska. We'll get into that. 100-plus challenges per year. I don't know how he does it. He's won almost 850 challenges. He's inching up to that. And here's a big deal, getting close to almost 300 million views. Wow. Randy, you're a busy man. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, we, of course, reached out to folks. You have a fan base in Alaska. You've been up here, and we reached out and said, you know, what are the questions you'd like? And you can imagine, you know, this guy's 6'5", he can really pound it down, but how does he prepare? Does he get sick? I'm always thinking that. Are you vomiting after the contest? We can get into that, and you probably answer these questions a million times, but we always have new listeners cycling in. I want to get into Alaska. When were you up here in a challenge? What was it?
Alaska was actually my 50th state, so that was one of my many graduation presents I gave to myself last May 2019. So within the last year, actually, and I did 6 food challenges, all in the course of 6 days.
Jeez. And by the way, you have a youthful look, but you have a deep voice and you're smart. And, you know, so someone might say, well, maybe not by looks, but just by persona. This guy's late 30s, 40s. He's a guy. And you're a young man. I mean, you're like early 30s. So how long have you been doing this?
Well, my look kind of depends on my weight at the time. I've lost 80 pounds since January. I got pretty big in 2019, but then took the whole first couple months off of 2020 to lose weight. So I'm back down where I like to be. But I am 33 and a half years old. I'll be 34 actually June 24th.
Yeah, so you're
I started
young.
Back in 2010. So March 2010. I've been doing all this for over 10 years now. It's crazy.
And you grew up in Missouri with family. You know, I read and prepared, and you're a football player. And where'd you play in college, and what position did you play?
I have 2 college degrees. The second one I just finished up last May 2019, and both are from Missouri State University in Springfield, Missouri. So I played football for 3 years and got a construction management degree back in 2008.
Which is awesome. By the way, what a perfect timing for that. I was reading in a Money magazine about careers, and actually construction science and construction management is like the bomb. So you're definitely in the right field. But my guess is you're with your business model, certainly online, and we'll get into your websites and how people can connect and buy your products and follow you and get connected with foodchallenges.com if they're interested in your field. Let's get into your videos themselves and how complicated is it to make the videos? You have so many of them, and I'm thinking you can't do it in 2 seconds. I mean, to produce something, you have to film it and prepare for the actual event, but then you have to produce the video. Do you have a team that helps you?
Yes, yeah. I've had a team since 2013. Forever it was just a 2-person team, but now that we're a lot bigger than we are, and we're just about to hit, it's actually going to be within the week, I think, that we're going to hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, but we also have over 1 million people following on Facebook as well. So we publish all of our videos to YouTube, Facebook, and then we just started getting into IGTV as well. But I've got 2 full-time editors now. Magic Mitch Dombrowski lives up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He's been with me since 2013. And then in 2016, our friend Arthur Davis, who lives near me here in Springfield, Missouri, he joined the team, and we ramped him up to full-time last July.
Folks, you can follow Randy, of course, Randy Santel, and we'll put that on the screen here as we make a video of this interview. Food.
Thankfully, there's only one.
Yeah,
So if you
that's
look up,
right.
Randy Santel, everything goes to me.
It's
I'm
so
very
easy.
happy I don't have a common name.
Yeah, no, man, you have a cool name, and it's a household name, certainly in the industry of food eating and food challenges. And you've also got foodchallenges.com. We'll post that on the screen for the video. So let me ask this. Do you have folks now, because of your notoriety and your celebrity, do you have restaurants that urge you, kind of like Dave Portnoy, El Presidente, with his pizza reviews? Are you in the same boat where they're like, Randy, please come to our restaurant and take the challenge?
Well, definitely not to the extent that Dave has. I watch a lot of his videos, and he's a funny man. He's done a lot with all those pizza reviews over the years. But yeah, I don't really get time to keep the foodchallenges.com database. Foodchallenges.com has a global database of all the food challenges that we know about all around the world. And I'm not really able to actively look for food challenges. So we pretty much rely on all of our subscribers and everybody following. When they have a food challenge that they find out about near them that's newer, a lot of people will, they'll send me an email, or they'll Facebook message me, or send me a DM through Instagram to let me know about it. And then I have a team that helps me keep the database updated by adding the challenges and stuff like that. So that's gotten a lot better over the years, and that's been really helpful and appreciated.
What about prep? So let's get into speaking of construction science, let's get into the food science. So first, you're a big guy. And so when I look at you, and then I look at your colleagues, Amali Schuyler, Joey Chestnut, Dan Kennedy, I watch them all. You've got the young man, Joel Hansen, who calls you a mentor and his inspiration. And I've watched a couple videos where he's like, hey, I'm just so proud. He complimented you. One I watched 2 days ago. It's like guys are best buddies. He praised you so much. They're not as, I won't say they're diminutive, but they're smaller than you, and some of them certainly can match you in eating. Schuyler seems to be able to really pull it down too.
Well, I don't know if you want to call that matching. I'm pretty sure that a lot of those names can eat a hell of a lot more than me.
But how is that? What's the physiological science? And I know you're not a doc, but I mean you're a pro in this. How can Molly do it?
A lot of people have referred to it as the belt of fat theory. And it's that when you're really big, and this is true because I can eat a lot more when I'm at 275 pounds than when I'm 360. So when you have a whole lot of fat around your waist, it restricts your stomach organs and everything from being able to expand and shift around so that you can eat more. So that's why on the 4th of July, you always see the people that are doing the best are usually thinner, they're more fit. They don't have a whole lot of belly fat around them, so that they're able to, their stomach's able to expand. I mean, Joel, Molly, Joey, all those people.
Yeah, that makes sense. The way I watch these competitions, it seems like there are two streams of notoriety. One would be consumption, and can you go to a restaurant with unique foods and eat a massive amount? And then there's another where it's like a food competition, like the annual Nathan's hot dog competition where people stuff them down. I've seen Molly on some ramen and pizzas and hamburgers. You're centric to the restaurant challenge, correct?
Yes, yeah. Food challenges have always been my niche, and I've always really been thankful that a lot of people starting out, they get that goal of wanting to be on ESPN for the 4th of July eating competition. And yeah, just like you said, there's pretty much two outlets. There's food challenges, which I do, just like Man vs. Food, that people might have watched on the Travel Channel, and then eating contests like on 4th of July. But yeah, everybody's really wanted to get into the eating contest. I've only ever cared about the food challenges, so that's allowed me to be able to have it as my niche and become kind of the forefront of all that, with 829 food challenge wins in 37 countries, and then all 50 states.
And with
the goal by the time I'm done is to have over 1,000 wins in all 50 states plus 50 countries.
You read my mind. I was going to ask what way you're looking at that type of win ratio. It's going to be huge. Well, like I said, folks, we're going to quickly come back, real quick break, and come back with Randy Santel. You can follow him, of course, on Facebook, and you can see on the screen YouTube For sure. He's almost at 1 million subscribes, and he's going to pass that. And by the way, you complimented.
That gold play button.
That's right. You complimented Dave Portnoy, man. You have just as much magic and star power as him, and you're going to keep increasing. He's a lot older than you. Foodchallenges.com online, as well as randysantel.com. You can purchase some of his products. We're coming right back with worldwide champion food eater Randy Santel right here on the Tom Anderson Show.
This is the Tom Anderson Show, broadcasting live from the KVNT studios, 7 to 9 a.m., Monday through Friday.
Professional competitive eater, global YouTube sensation Randy Santel right here on the Tom Anderson Show. We're talking about how it works and the physiology. I want to get into preparations, but Randy, big news this week in my genre, in my area of expertise, which is interviews online, particularly Joe Rogan, $100 million deal, departing by the end of the year, YouTube, and going to Spotify. You're a YouTube sensation, man. You're connected. Would you look to other opportunities as you grow and get bigger? Is that something that you'll decide when it comes?
That is a good question. I don't really keep up to date too well on that, but I didn't even know that he had like a deal with YouTube or anything like that. I know he gets tons of views, but no, I mean, I'm always open to, it's, at the end of the day, it's all about the people. And so I'm actually in the process of becoming a registered dietitian. And so I'll be retiring from Food Challenges in 2022 or 2023, I think at the latest. And then I'll be using all my social media to help people better understand nutrition and weight management. Since once I become a dietitian, I'll be the #1 followed dietitian in the world. So there will be a lot of opportunity with that. So we'll just have to see what kind of business opportunities arise then.
A little breaking news there. I love it. And talking off air with Rick, our producer, about preparation. Rick and I, before you called in, were talking, what would we choose if we did have to compete and we're not you remotely? And I said, I don't know, pork fried rice. I'm thinking of things I like and can eat a lot of for my size. And Rick said, I'd try watermelon. And you and he off air talked about this. Are those good things to practice with to grow your stomach?
Yes. Yeah. I actually, back in the day when I was living in Kansas City, I would do a lot of my training at a local grocery store. They had a $6.99 salad bar buffet. So I would do that with like fruits and vegetables. But then when I was at my house, I would pretty much just train by getting a giant watermelon, and I would just try to eat like 12 or 13 pounds of it, because not only is watermelon a lot tastier than lettuce and all that stuff, without having to throw a lot of caloric stuff on it, but fruits, let's see, watermelon pretty much has the biggest volume based on calories. So you can eat like 12 pounds of watermelon and not have exactly that much sugar compared to like if you're eating grapes and stuff like that.
Makes sense. Looking at your videos, I watched the one in Greece with the burger challenge, and then I read some history on it, and it sure seemed like there was a misrepresentation on what you'd be eating. You fly all the way there, you compete with a Greek fellow there, and then they upped the ante and made it a lot larger. And we're going to show that video while we're talking about it. What happened there? And do you find that happens a lot with restaurants where they mislead a little bit, or for the most part, are they the real deal when you get there to consume?
No, most often it's all legit. And I talked about that restaurant in one of the videos that we just recently published. Is that they actually had a food challenge that a lot of people had done, and quite a few people had beaten, and we were going to have a big event with it. My friend Damos and I from Thessaloniki, Greece, we all flew down to Athens with Magic Mitch, who was with me too. But we had actually talked about making the burger a little bit bigger, but definitely not to the size that they created it. So I was actually supposed to be involved with the creation and when they were cooking it and all, but they just decided to go ahead and do all the cooking while I was getting ready. So we both kind of looked at each other once it came out, and we both knew that we were going to lose. It was just to the point of who was going to eat the most. So in front of all those people, that was definitely unfortunate. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, no, I saw it on your faces for sure. RandySantel.com. You can follow him on Facebook. Of course, subscribe to his YouTube channel, foodchallenges.com. You can get updates on where challenges are occurring. Okay, so we'll get into some of the.
Can't be too upset either because it almost has 5 million views on it.
I was about to say, there you go again, read my mind, that you really had a high population looking at that, so you did something right. Okay, have you ever...
Well, the funny thing was that Greek people are beautiful. So we were looking forward to having a great Saturday night out on the town and stuff, but then that happened, and we're like, oh, well, this sucks.
Yeah, well, I saw the attractive gal it would have been to your left. She was watching, mesmerized by your eating abilities. So no, I can see. I think
a lot of people have commented on her in the comments.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, have you ever lost your cookies on air? And do you have a favorite video?
Let's see. Well, my favorite video on the internet is not one of mine. It's about me. But did you ever get to watch that one that Vice did? It's about an 18-minute documentary.
I did.
You did? Yes. Yeah, that one was amazing, and that's actually one of the things that really started to boost the growth of our channel back in 2015 when we filmed it. But, yeah, I mean, I've probably gotten sick, I'd say 20 times maybe over the years with all my food challenges. But, I mean, we make sure to never include any of that in the actual videos. And whenever I know that I could be getting close, whether or not I win or lose, I make sure that there's like a trash can or a bucket or something near me.
And do you get sick after? Because one question, and I thought the same thing, folks, and I know you can't speak for all of your colleagues in food eating and competitions, but do people vomit after and say, well, thanks, I'm going to go back to the hotel and then let loose and get rid of what you just consumed? Or are you one that says, no, I'll digest it?
Yeah, no, that definitely happens. I mean, there's people that will do a whole lot. They'll do like multiple events a week, and their body never really changes, and that's not because they exercise a lot. But I make sure to. I mean, there's sometimes where it happens. Where I mean, if you eat 7 pounds of food, sometimes you may might move wrong, or something just might not sit right, and it ends up coming back up later. But, I mean, for me personally, especially nowadays, we have like 40, 50, sometimes over 100 people at our events. So, I mean, once I get done with the food challenge, I go straight into meet and greet mode afterwards, getting the store ready, and then I sign photos and take pictures with anybody that comes, and I'm usually the last person to leave. So not always the first person to get there just because of travel time, but I always stay as late as I need to in order to, I mean, we appreciate everybody that comes to the events. So I always make sure to accommodate for everybody.
I would think that you don't have to pay, but I hear some of your videos, folks. If you're fans of Randy's, you see where he's like, "Hey, if I can finish it, that's the challenge element to it. I don't have to pay." If it was Tom Anderson's restaurant, I would say, "Bro, I'll pay you. Come to my restaurant. You're going to bring in popularity and notoriety." I wouldn't say you have to pay. Do you have to pay more than not, or is it reverse?
Oh, no, I hardly ever have to pay. I mean, even when I lose food challenges, I still never really have to pay. So, I mean, I think it all kind of depends. I mean, restaurants, there's just a whole massive spectrum of what their thoughts are on the challenge. And this was more years ago, but I've had food challenge events where like 40 or 50 people came, and I won the challenge, and they gave me a $4 bill to pay for my drinks. So
boy,
it's like, really?
Yeah.
But, I mean, you just got to kind of do it.
No,
it's not really any need to make a scene or complain about anything like that.
Two other questions, and we're going to kick you loose here. Randy Santel with us, and you can check him out at randysantel.com, foodchallenges.com. Of course, subscribe to his YouTube channel and follow him on Facebook. One, have you ever had an event where you said, I can't eat that? I don't like that food, or I'm allergic, or I can't?
Well, I'm not allergic to anything that I know of. And, I mean, I'll eat whatever. But I don't actually sign up for any events that I know for certain that I'm going to lose. Usually if there's been times where I know I'm going to lose before I start, but that's usually just because of some shadiness on behalf of the restaurant. And so I did that video that I think you've probably watched. where I talked about 4 experiences.
Yep.
Where we kind of got screwed over. There's like 12 other times too. But with all those places, I intend to go back and hopefully win the rematch. So I didn't really mention any of those in that just because I don't want to burn the bridge with the restaurant. Hopefully the second time will be better than the first.
Well, Randy, we're out of time. My last question was going to be, what's your next challenge? You know what? We'll wait to see, and we'll wait to get that bell ring when it comes out.
I don't know that answer because we don't know when we're going to be able to get out and tour again.
That's right. With COVID-19, well, keep up. I hope you get a Food Network show.
Nobody knows anything. That's the problem.
That's the truth, my friend. Randy Santel, it's been a pleasure. You're an awesome guy. You're a star, but you're also humble. I love that. Folks, follow him at randysantel.com and, of course, on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, my friend.
Thanks for having me on, Tom. I appreciate it, and thanks to everybody listening.
Absolutely. Randy Santel, who's been to Alaska and kicked butt. Stay with us. Tom Anderson Show.